Okay, let's do this set which I mentioned last video, which I was going to do on Christmas Day. I could just say today is Christmas Day, but today is not Christmas Day. But I've cleaned up the desk ever so slightly, but not really. Did I mention that I've got these things recently? I bought this, and they can go on my little train motor. Because I've already got a train thing, and I've already got one of these, but I've never had one of these, and I was going to get like the last Lego set, like the little RC car thing. Not really an RC because it's not really controlled, but I decided not to. But I got one of these anyhow second hand, so that completes my collection, I think, of... I never got the servo motor, I think, for the power-up thing, so I'm missing that kind of motor, but I've got all the other kind of motors, I'm pretty sure. But that reminds me, there's another video that has to go with that at some point. But tonight we'll just do this quick so that I can get on to other things. So I'm quite looking forward to this. It does have the letterbox and all that kind of stuff, and a little bird. So that's not the same kind of bird as the seagull I think I've got before. So let us open up the corner nicely for no reason, because I'm just going to throw it in the bin. But where did I put it? Speaking of this set, which I'll never do, you notice that this set so old, it still has the break it with your thumbs in the corner. So just thought I'd mention that for no reason. Let's do this. Okay, and okay, 3 bags and a booklet. So none of these bags look very big. One bag on the floor, and 2. It's amazing to have a video with, like, I take up an entire 30 seconds, probably even a minute, just opening up plastic bags and having annoying... Well, I think I dropped a piece. Alright, if there's a piece missing, it's entirely understandable. It just fell on the floor. Haven't found that little green claw thing yet, which is a shame. It's not there. That's my Game Boy Advanced 21-in-1 cartridge. It's definitely not a green Lego piece. It is green though. Also as green is my amazing effort at 3D printing with that little... I was going to do a video on that, wasn't I? We had the little pen thing that you can 3D doodler, that's what it's called. 3Doodler. But we're not going to do that either. We're going to do this. I'm very distracted. This is going to be the ADHD, I suppose. I shouldn't really say that because I am absolutely positive I am not a sufferer from ADHD in any way. And so I shouldn't talk about things. But they're always saying how people jump all over the show. But then I'm like, well, I jump all over the show. So I need to understand more about what the difference is, but I don't really. So I'm not going to go any further on that. What are we doing? So just to be honest, tonight, honestly, it's very hard to concentrate on what I'm doing here. Putting these 2 pieces together. There we go. We've got this done. So we're now focused. Oh, we haven't done the person. We haven't done the person. So they have a hat, which is neat, and a head, which is also quite novel. Except I don't know where their head is. Oh, here it is. So this head has sunglasses, which makes sense. They're very, very state trooper looking sunglasses there. Though, I don't know, it does look a lot more sensible when the hat's on, but if you take the hat off, they are the little bits... What do you call those on sunglasses? There's bound to be a name, there's like an obvious name for it, but the bits that go over your ears. Seriously, I can't remember what that is. But anyway, well, they don't have any ears, so you can't really tell where they're going, but they look really ridiculous when you don't have a hat on. But when you put the hat on, it makes a little bit more sense. So we just need some legs. I can't see where the legs are. Nope. Oh, here they are. Okay, so we've done that. We've now done 2 pages of the whole book. Definitely focused on this. Okay, now the red thing. Actually, I don't think I should have done this quite so late at night, but I am slowly uploading videos now, so I've got the funny feeling that my internet provider is trying to get me to change over to fiber and not just use ADSL, because like nobody uses ADSL anymore. But it's just like, oh, but then I have to get like a new box that, like, everything's already set up at my place. I've already got the fiber connector out the front door, but then I have to get something inside, and it has to be powered, and it has to be all these different things, and I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding. It seems like so much effort. I just hate doing it. And like, I have no problem with ADSL. I don't do enough interneting, except for uploading videos, of course, which probably wouldn't make some sense. But anyway, my point is that recently the internet has just been terrible. Like, they're deliberately cutting it off all the time. And I'm like, I really think they are trying to just, because they keep every so often saying, you should change to this thing, and they'll save like this amount of money. But they might not have the same trick, you see. Well, I think it's unlimited if I go to that, but I already had it, like, you know, at a capped level. But the cap doesn't actually doesn't make any difference. Like, I go over my data cap and it's fine, and nothing actually ever changes. And so it's like, well, if I went to fiber, they might actually have that working, and then if I have a cap, which I don't think I will, then it would actually be capped, and then that would be like, oh, what? That's a worse deal than I had before. So I don't know. I foresee that at some point I'm going to have to just get with the future, with my profound reluctance to do so in anything. And right, we're doing this. This is a lovely green piece here, which you'll never see, and it's hidden away. Maybe we'll see it down the bottom there. And the next page is going to be this blue thing, which I actually always feel a little bit odd when they put them inside of things. Like, it's a very strange piece, this little blue handle thing. Like, I guess it would make sense on a crate or something, but we'll see where this is going. And this looks very much like a boat at the moment. And we've got more little things to put your more storage containers. This is all the storage containers, and this is quite a nice little color combination. It does feel like this is referencing some country's actual postal service, but it's not referencing the New Zealand Postal Service, so I literally have no idea what it might be doing, because, you know, I just don't. My knowledge of postal delivery services around the world is pretty limited, except maybe, I don't know, well, I could probably identify the American one just because of television. And of course I used to watch Danger Mouse when I was a kid, and he lives in a post box, letterbox, whichever that is. Alright, I'd love it if they had a Danger Mouse Lego set. That would be like cool, but that's never going to happen. Ever, never, ever, never, ever. Alright, where is this little green piece? Green piece, hey? There's a reference to our NGO. There we go. And next page. And that. Okay, looking pretty good so far. It doesn't look anything at all like a plane. Which is exactly what we want in a plane, because we want to be surprised at the very end. It's going to come out of nowhere, hidden away in the woodwork, and then a plane. So, plod. So I will be doing some other more complicated Lego things soon, which won't have these one piece per page deals. So it would be fun to try that again. Though you do feel like you're going really fast on this. It's like reading a book with large text in it. You feel like, you know, because you're turning the pages far more often than you would normally if you're using a real book. There's a dog here. I do have an ebook reader thing. What are they called? I pay like the little, like, it's like a Kindle, but it's not. But it's only really good for reading things that are in PDF forms, or that you can. There's no getting things of a store. But I was going to read things like that, but I haven't really got around to it. I did like reading it. It's just like, well, I've got so many books that are real books that it's just never going to happen. But it's always on my mind. If I go travelling again sometime soon, then I'm not going to take books with me. The last time I did, which was a rather silly thing to do. Num, 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 num. All right, we're gonna concentrate on one thing for longer than 30 seconds. We can do this. It's now it's definitely looking like an aeroplane now. It's just suddenly out of the blue has appeared on our radar as an actual aeroplane. Saying aeroplane is always I far prefer to say aeroplane than airplane, but I just feel perhaps there are some people out there who'd be like, what's an aeroplane when this at home? Did they go to the aeroport? Now, I've never called it an aeroport, but then saying, aeroport does sound pretty cool. So maybe I should start calling the airport the aeroport. The aeronautical, the aviation, something facility. I'm trying to think of a word for when you have things that are in transit between places and they do stuff. I want to have a cool word with the word transit in it and the word aviation and the word facility, because everything sounds better with facilities. Right. Ta-da! And next, we're going to put these little yellow things on, which is good. I was actually wondering if these things were part of the set, because I saw one over here, and I'm like, is that part of the set, or is this something that's sitting on my desk? I goes, probably. Now I've got quite a few of these things, given that from that Ninjago set. I really was going to try and dig up some pictures of old Lego sets with post stuff in it, but I didn't. Surprise. And by dig up, I mean Google briefly and get my tablet thing out and just show them. But that's a very like if this is a cool channel, then right now it would be switching over and you'd be seeing what I was talking about, and while I was talking, and I'd be doing editing. So but that ain't going to happen yet at the moment. Though I seriously have a hankering for doing my original idea for a YouTube channel, which would require lots of editing and lots more work. So I'm going to start talking to people about trying to get that to happen. But I'm going to continue doing this one because it's easy, and I don't do anything for it. Like no work, no effort. There's a channel. I've forgotten actually what the name of the channel is. But he does no effort November. Well, I do no effort all the members. So that's the way to go. All right, this looks like it's okay. It's much easier to do it if it's upside down. That can go there. It actually tells you to turn it upside down, so that makes sense. So that's what it looks like on the top. Wait, no, it tells you to put the wings on first and then turn it upside down. Oh, okay. I would have turned it upside down and put the wings on, and that would have made more sense. Okay, so I feel vindicated there. I feel like I made a more intelligent point. Because it's very hard to tell where the wings go on this picture here. Do they go like that way? I mean, okay, that's pretty obvious now that you say it. But, who knows? I think someone could have got a bit caught out by that. And my helpful tip will help them in their future plane building escapades. I did see today something about an article about reviewing 2020's Lego plane sets. I don't think it included this one. It was the big planes. This is a 2020 set. This definitely is a 2020 set. So I just bought this brand new not too long ago, like a few days ago. So it better be. Though there are some, I'm pretty sure I could find somewhere in the shop a set that's not a 2020 set. But I've pretty much missed out on my chances of getting a hidden side. I could, but there's no small ones left. There's only like a couple of large sized ones, so that's like a series I'll never get anything from, which is a shame. But there's lots of things that I'm probably not going to. I'm just running out of room. I just don't have any more space for anything, so I'm going to have to reconsider. So I keep thinking about getting, the latest Mindstorms or the Sesame Street set, which, I have to go back to the Lego shop to see if they have it again. But I'm just like, well, where am I going to put it? I haven't got any room for anything that's bigger than, I think, something like this. So I just don't know, and it's just like, oh, it's too much money. But then I see all these Lego channels, people they just have so much Lego, and it's like, wow. Well, I mean, technically I have a large amount of Lego, but it's all packaged away, and that's the whole problem. It's like you've already got a ton. But I'm sure, so don't worry if you're watching this channel, I'm sure that I'm not going to be able to stick to anything, and that I will continue to be getting lots of Lego over the years. I'm not stopping anytime soon. Right. What a crazy episode this one is, isn't it? This is all over the show. Yeah. Right. I do have a toy shark here, by the way. There's a toy shark, which I essentially stole. So that's a weird thing to do, really, when you think about it. Who steals toy sharks that aren't even Lego sharks? They're just random plastic sharks. I have a thing for plastic animals. I bought some plastic animals, which I can't quite reach from here, recently, I think for like 50 cents each. For no reason at all, that they just sort of reminded me of plastic animals that I had when I was a kid. I never had a plastic animal shark. I mean, gosh. But actually, I got this one, I think. I stole this one. Because it kind of reminds me of the shark that I drew when I was a kid. Which was the very first time I ever drew anything that actually seemed to have artistic merit. It looked like a shark, and it looked like a proper well-drawn cartoon shark at the age of about 10 or something. That other people looked at and thought was cool. Before that, I had never drawn anything that anybody thought was a good drawing. And suddenly, out of the blue, I drew this shark, which I cut out as a cardboard. It was on a piece of cardboard, and I cut it out. And I put it on my bedroom wall. And unfortunately, bad things happened, and it has gone forever and ever and ever. But I remember that shark. So this sort of reminded me of having a similar fin structure. Though I tried to draw a shark not that long ago, and I wasn't that impressed with my shark, to be honest. I was like, I feel like I should be able to draw a better shark, given the whole history of me in drawing sharks. But so it's still holiday season at the moment, so maybe I'll get around to drawing. I want to get around to drawing some stuff. I've got a whole bunch of things that I want to do. Probably not going to be doing them because I've got too many things, but we're working through it. So we've finished this, and this plane is actually neater than I thought. It really has crept up on me. This has actually turned out to be quite fun, and thank goodness this is not a sticker. This is a printed piece, and it looks really good. So there's no horrible stickers in this set, which is I actually thought about that. I'm like, well, I know those are printed, and that's the only other piece there. So they wouldn't just give you stickers for one piece. That's going to be printed. So I thought this is going to be a good quality one. And indeed, it has worked out that way. These are my favorite ones. I feel like I actually bought a pile of these. By a pile, I mean 8 or something. But I have a fondness for this piece here. This one's a bit newer. And it kind of reminds me of something that we came with, the Harry Potter one, but the Harry Potter one's a bit different, I think. I don't know, but I don't quite like this one as much as this one here. The simplicity of this shape, and the 3 lines of varying length. You really get everything from this. You know what this is, unless of course you've never posted a piece of mail in your entire life. In which case, fair enough. Who does that anymore? I should. I just never get around to it. Right. So that was that, and it's all done. So thanks for watching. I enjoyed the set. This is definitely like the kind of thing, like I was going to bring it out. I can't quite reach it. I've still got that previous plane, the stunt plane, the red, white and blue stunt plane. That's sitting up just above this desk underneath a whole pile of stuff, but it's kind of ornamental. And I imagine this one will be, it's quite good. I like it. I like this one. And the bird is cute. I don't think I actually have that bird from before. I don't think it's going to focus. So now they can join the cat. That's a puppy, not a cat, by the way. This cat and this other cat, which is actually not a cat, it's a squirrel. So there's quite a few animals sitting on my bench today. And there's a phoenix, and a fish. So basically every type of animal there is. And an ice cream thing, or a fizzy drink, which is also kind of an animal if you think about it. So yes, thanks for watching. Nothing else to say. It's all over. It's all finished. Go watch something else, and have a good evening. Bye.